Now in this video, I want to talk about the output clause. Now this has been around since SQL 2005, and I wanted to show it to you here because it's actually a Transact SQL functionality. Now as a developer, it's just kind of understood that you need to understand Transact SQL. And this is not a Transact SQL class. However, this will prevent you from doing a lot of extra development work, and I want you to see this thing working. The output clause can be written into an insert, update, or delete, or merge statement. And what it's going to do is, it's going to take whatever data is affected by the insert, which means whatever data we're inserting. For the update, whatever data is going in, whatever data is coming out, and for a delete, whatever data is coming out of a table. And it's going to basically write that out to a memory variable, a table, or that sort of thing. Now the reason I'm bringing this up is a lot of developers will build these audit tables, and they'll write a whole lot of code to capture this data and to write it to other tables and do all kind of weird things. They usually do this through stored procedures. And with this output clause, Microsoft has made it real easy to capture this information. And the best way for you to see this is to go to books online and read about it, but also to see a hands-on example. And so I want to go out into the Management Studio and build you just a real quick, simple, hands-on example with this. And so what I'm going to do is jump out to the Management Studio, and I want you to see what I've done here. I have created a table called Merge Test, and there's the code for it. Just a simple table, merge test, with a first name and a last name column with varchar 25 for the data types in both columns. Then I created a table called VTC example with a first and last name, same type thing. And what I'm going to do, well, let me show you in the VTC example. Let me just go out there and let's look in that table. I went ahead and put some information into the table. And you'll notice I've got Frank Jones, David Harris, Lauren Jackson, and Bob James, just first and last names. And what I'm going to do here is I am going to actually delete, right here's my statement, I'm going to delete a row from that VTC example table where the first name is equal to Bob. Now that'll get that Bob James record. But notice my syntax here, delete from VT example where first name equals Bob, but notice in between that I have the keyword output, and I say output deleted asterisk, that means get all the columns into merge test. So what this is going to do, it's going to do the delete, but everything that gets deleted, it is going to write it into the merge test table. Now how cool is that? And so to check this, what I'm going to do is, the first thing that's going to run is a print statement that identifies this is the VTC example before the delete, and we'll just run a select. Then we'll actually run our delete. Then we'll look at the VTC example table after the delete. We'll see that Bob James is gone. Then we'll take a look at the merge test, and we'll see that Bob is now in the merge test. And then I can use this down here to delete my merge test if I want to continue to play with it. What I will do is I will just highlight all of these, and we're going to run all these commands. This will go by pretty quickly. There it goes. Now let's scroll to the top and let's see what happened here. And you'll see what this merge functionality has done for us. First of all, notice VTC example before delete, and that is this right here. And then this is our select statement right here. So we select from VT example. You see all these people are in the VTC example table. And you can see 4 rows were affected. And then we see that 1 row gets affected here. We're saying delete from VT example where first name equals Bob. And so then we look at the VTC example after the delete. And right here that is. And you'll notice Bob is gone. So Bob's now gone from the VTC example table. But this right here wrote Bob into merge test. And so now we're going to go look at this. And so there's our print, merge test after the delete, and there is our merge test table. And notice Bob James got written into that. Now this is a very, very simple example, but I love giving these simple examples because if you can get your head around this, you can see some really cool things to do. One thing you could do is when you write into this merge test, you could also have written into a column that generates the get date or puts a timestamp for when Bob James got deleted. We could also read the user and put that information in the table. So very, very easy now to build audit tables, to keep up with the data that's been taken out, to see what our old customers, how cool would it be to run a report at the end of every quarter and see every customer that was removed from our customer table during that quarter. and hand it to our super Top Gun salesman and let him call these folks up and see is there anything we can do to get them back, and those sorts of things. But I wanted you to see the merge because, again, a lot of developers write a lot of really twisted, weird code to try to capture this, what we call audit data, to see what changed on a table and to save that information. And this will do it all in your delete, insert, update statements. It'll just take care of it for you. So play with this. Go out and read about it in books online and look for some examples on Google. You can get some really cool stuff happening here.